day we are together again. On the day we are together again, I will pull you in close like a hoop with no end. On the day we are together again, we will share the same table again. We will share the same table again. I will pass you the salt, the candlelight will bend when we share the same table again. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will stop for a snack at the taco truck stand when we walk around the block hand in hand. Someday we will go back to work. Someday we will go back to work. May we be among people who respect our work. Someday we will go back to work. I will write you a letter for now. I will write you a letter for now. Hope is a message that survives somehow. I will write you a letter for now. I will help the strangers I meet. I will help the strangers I meet. It is possible to get back on our feet. I will help the strangers I meet. To the healers who keep us alive. To the healers who keep us alive. A toast to your courage, knowledge and light. To the healers who keep us alive. And the ones we love who are gone. And the ones we love who are gone. We remember the stories and we sing the songs for the ones we love who are gone. And on the day we are together.
Hello, guys. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I thought I rescheduled it for 7:45 because I was just here clicking away, getting my stuff together. And I see you calls me, and she's like, you have a live scheduled. And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, 45 minutes from now. She's like, no, you don't. No, 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 you don't. So I don't have my stuff pulled up. Thank you, Marlena. Um, so for the ones that don't know, my license uh ran out on my other song, and I can't repurchase that license now. It's funny how, YouTube works sometimes with music. If it's a copyright free song, it'll be a copyright free song for maybe 6 months, maybe a year. Standard is 2 years. And then after that, after purchasing it for that amount of time, then you have to share royalties, you know, with them. So I have to find a new song. So that song is in, I believe it's in the bottom of the description. Um, I can find it in just a few moments for you guys, but it should be in the description there. So yeah, hey Brandy, hi, I see you. Meme of six, Grace, Linda, KRN, Ginger, uh, how am I? Mizera, did I say it right? Karen, Barb, Angel, Sharon, good to see you. Abby, Kathy S, Tinky Tink, Nicolina has something to say. Hello. Lynn, Rockin' Robin, Connie S, Find Summer's Truth, Grace, hello. Poppy, Rhonda, Angel, Mike, hello everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. I have nothing pulled up because that's what I was working on. But hey, Stony, good to see you. Good to see you. See, I saw you this time, Stony. I saw you this time. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to I know there's a lot going on here on the YouTube streets, and there's uh everyone's always got an opinion, it seems. One second, y'all. Everyone's always got an opinion on the YouTube streets. But and I completely stand with Chris and Josh, and I feel like Mary and all of them, they're very wonderful people, and I kind of see it differently. I kind of see it as, they've been able to tell their story, and to be honest with you, that story would have probably have never been told had Summer not going missing, because it was just suppressed secrets, secrets in the family. Uh so, everyone can feel how they feel. I'm not here to tell you how you should feel. I'm not here to speak for Chris, Josh, Mary, nobody. I'm not here to speak for anybody other than myself, is who I'm. So that's that. Um I think yeah, justice for Summer and all the victims. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, um I think Dawn is, in my opinion, a very not nice person. Not I mean, he's not one that I would want to be friends with. And, I think Brandy can testify to how good Chris has been. So yeah. Um just really, it's just sad. This case has kept a lot of people up at night. I know a lot of you has it's kept y'all up at night. I know it has us creators, no matter where you stand on it. And I hope that everyone knows that it's, regardless what side you're on or how you feel about it, you know, Summer's loved, by all over the world. Those supervisors willingly went on YouTube and not to Chris first, or the survivor, sorry. Willingly, they wanted to otherwise, and that is exactly right. That is exactly right. Marlena, thank you. SL, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. How kind of you. I appreciate your support. I love you. If you was one of the ones who received a membership, please thank SL. It's very generous of them. That's right, Stony. He's not. And see, what I was planning on doing today, I was planning on I was doing research about peeping toms because Don is, in my opinion, considered a peeping tom. We have a police report of this man standing outside of a woman's house, going inside her laundry room and stealing her panties. That is what he said. That is what he did. Not what he said. That is what he did. We have a police report on it. We have this man saying that he's been in places in California where horrible things happen to children. We've heard that with our own ears. We've got him admitting what he did to his sisters. And they did a police report. She went down and did a police report decades ago. She retracted it because of, the story, the family, and all that. We know that this man has lived with two of the most violent child R's that Arkansas has in the penitentiary right now. 135 years in prison. Anybody in this chat, have any of y'all been through something have y'all done anything like that? Because if you have, exit, please. Yeah, Barb, it was just playing house. It was just playing house. You can't ignore the pattern. And that's exactly right. These are patterns. This is a behavior. Now, has Don been charged with anything related to SAR? No. No, he hasn't. He has not. But from what he has admitted, from the police reports that we have, what more do you need? I mean, you got to understand that this man has been around. I mean, the stories of him uh talking about his daughter that was R'd, SA'd several times. He says she didn't go whining, she didn't go crying. Who says that about anyone, let alone their daughter? Let alone their daughter. Oh, Scorpio, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That is so kind, Scorpio. Scorpio's been with me for a long, long time. Thank you, Scorpio. God bless you, my dear. If you was one of the recipients, please thank Scorpio. It's very kind. Yeah. Yeah, took it like a champ. Didn't go whining, didn't go crying. And then we got that story of Don said he took like a 12 or a 13-year-old to her mom's, and he said it was like a trap house or something like that. I can't even remember. There's so many stories. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And this is the scary thing, in my opinion, is the RSOs and the R people that are behind bars. Those aren't the ones we have to worry about. They're behind bars right now. And there is a lot more on our side than their side. Bingo. Bingo. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Absolutely. I don't know. I hate the hate on here. I mean, I know Moo and I don't get along and stuff and all that, but I really try, with people. It's just unbelievable. Jan, thank you so much. Very kind of you. Hopefully the truth of what happened to dear Summer, wee Summer, will shine through soon. Keep up the great work, admire you. Oh, thank you, Jan. God bless you, my love. Love New Zealand. Appreciate you, my dear. Very kind of you. And all of these things, whether we like it or not, the things that the parents have done in the past, the things that they continue to do, continue to act, it plays a role, in my opinion, particularly because they are not cooperating with their daughter's investigation. And when you're not cooperating with your daughter's investigation, what does it say about you? Spirit Hunter, thank you for becoming a member, my love. Appreciate you. You know, I love you. My jammy, it's the Dons out there that we have to worry about. I agree. I agree. That's my opinion as well. And well, see, that's what that's actually what I was going to do today, because that comment right there, it was the peeping toms that I was doing like the research about, and the headline that I was going to be showing today, it was talking about peeping toms will always escalate. Will always escalate, right? Oh, Maisie, thank you so much, my love. Thank you. It's so kind of you. I appreciate you tremendously. Thank you so much. Good to see you, by the way. Thank you thank you, my dear. Thank you for 3 months. 3 months. That's so sweet. I appreciate you. A hippie grandma. Justice for summer 1 month. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. It's very kind of you. Deanna Lynn, my girl. Hi. I love all of you guys in here. Y'all are amazing. Truly. 5 months. Thank you for that. West, that's exactly right. You cannot stand people who harm children. Harm children, elderly, and animals, and people that can't defend themselves. Because children rely 110% on us as adults. They can't just go outside of a house and start a new life. That's not the way it works with kids. So they sit there and they take the abuse. It's a lot. And you hear we were listening to Chris and the doctor the other day. My God, I can't think of his name right now. My mind is going 27 different ways. 1 second, please. I need to fix something. What was Dr. Gary? Dr. Gary, that's who it is. Dr. Gary. He was talking about it would seem, in his opinion, based upon what he has learned, that the person that did this would have done it for potential, SA, someone who would do this for reasons or to hide something, right? And I was watching Prayer Garden, PGs the other day, and Jody Sue, no matter how you feel about her, she came up on panel, and the Peeping Tom, the Peeping Tom that was around there, and you know, Jody Sue's not the only one around there that's talked about it. Okay, who around there, around Jody Sue's and all that, around that area, who has been charged, or who do we have a police report on, rather, of someone standing outside of someone's house for 2 hours, right? What did Karen say? I was living alone after divorce and going to nursing school. I had a tiny rental house. My son finally caught him during a visit. After he was arrested and got out, he killed a young girl. Holy moly, Karen. Oh my gosh. Dina Lynn, yes, I do have Dr. Gary's book. If you have Audible and you like pay the monthly fee, uh right now I got mine for just being a member. So you know how they select certain books every so often? So, because I drive a lot during the day. If Don was peeking in JSB's window, he could. Oh, I hate to think of that. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And I wanted to play this because she even says she's even talking about, Andy. It is extreme because, guys, think about this. Think about this. This is not someone who is just having a fantasy, right? This isn't someone who is having a fantasy. This is someone who is acting on their impulse, right? They're acting on their impulse. So they think about this, they plan this, they get in their car, they drive to the house, and in the police report, it says Don admits that he was there sitting outside for 2 hours. Oh, thank you, Becky. 2 hours. So he's out there sitting outside of a home for 2 hours while no one is the wiser on the inside. And then he sneaks outside to the building. And he finds the panties. And he stuffs them in his pocket. And the police come by and they see him crouching down behind a car. Bingo, sister. Bingo. That's some desperate stuff. That's some desperation. Meanwhile, Don is a married man at this time. He is a married man doing this. A married man doing this. In the police report, he says that this is his girlfriend's panties. And then he thought, oh no, Or no, he said that was his wife's panties. And then he says, "Oh, they're my girlfriend's." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, I was going to use them to pleasure himself with." That is a lot of sick energy, being a married man going to a person that doesn't know you from Adam. How does one get to that point? I don't know. Don't know. Mhm. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, CC. Didn't BK say he found panties in Don's glove box? Yes. CC, thank you for that so much. I appreciate it. Don, or sorry, BK did say that I think when BK was there, Don went on like, a crack binge, a hooker binge or whatever, and they were looking for him. They were looking for him, and he came back, and BK, and this is way before we ever knew about Pantygate. Way before we ever knew about Pantygate. And we just thought, oh well, Don was cheating, which he, probably was. Probably was, but make sure to turn it off there. So he's a math head. And then BK, I need to ask Benny, were they red? I wonder if they were red. What do you think? Wonder if they were clean or dirty. I don't know. Red-lipped, red panty thief, Marlena says. Were they red? So he clearly has this sick obsession. Hey, Rach, good to see you. Law enforcement statistically views peeping and panty bandits as a gateway crime. Notice he jumped from peeping to invading. Yeah. I know. I need to give him some lipstick tips, maybe. And that one, the one he does the interview with the behavioral panel, his lips are really red there. What's wrong? Okay.
Night, all much love, PG, Mama PG. Justice for Summerman, you told all the answers come out. This is what we're going to find. And
harm them, their lives going forward, and their abilities to break chains and
Listen to this.
traumas and all this. This little girl named Summer, y'all care about supposedly so much. They really know. Okay, it bothers them.
Was CPS
And
Don in Utah?
re-traumatizing them, hurting them, their families, it hurts them. I, as a mother, do not want to see my children further harmed by any more monsters or tragedy pits or otherwise. And so, but anytime people, and like that's the trigger, right? It's what people have used to harm and abuse me and try to blackmail me is what? Us as mothers, what's our weakest point? Our children.
Yep.
Now, I'm trying to find it because it's right up here where he talks about, or Jody Sue talks about the peeping Tom.
Same for your own children as well. And
I
you
wish
wouldn't
you might.
expect
I wish
people to
you
be
might.
like, "Oh, you're suspect or weird or triggered." I'm their mother, just like you all are the mother of children. You would stand in front of, I hope, anything to keep them from being harmed, tormented, any of that. 100%. And our children, no matter what they do, no matter what clean devices are on, no matter what extra accounts or fake names they go on, this stuff finds them because of where we live, what their associated algorithms, devices list them.
After this, I got to show y'all something I completely forgot about.
the kids can't be online without finding some stream or something being pushed to them, and they do see and hear what you all are saying about not just them, but their parents and summer, and it does bother them, you
Of
know,
course it does.
and it always has,
Mhm.
you know, even before your public Facebook stuff would come, this would come, that would come, you know, and come through algorithms. You know, that shouldn't exist, but it does because of
Mhm.
the times we live in. But as their mother, I'm gonna stand in front of it, and I'm gonna stand up against it. You know, it's part of what brought me into this realm was to protect my children. The creators, PG, look at them.
And you want to hang and needs us to be heard.
So many monsters from
This little girl has become a part of a lot of people's lives. So many
Sorry, y'all, I
people
don't have a
love her. So many
timestamp on
people's
it.
praying for her all around the world. You know, and everybody,
PG, even I'll tell you that I have other suspects that I know it may fit better than C&D to other things, but and I'll never call C&D guilty because it's a law enforcement, fed, and jury.
don't understand that.
And then there was the hoax. Remember, they played with Cher about Summer's body in a pond on 125. There's all the things.
What missing parents? Tell me this. What missing parents talk about a hoax, make a hoax up about their daughter being in a pond?
That too. And then the land that you and Andy lived on before you moved there, they had that all looked over and checked out too. And you know, and yes, absolutely, they went extra hard upon you. They did. And you know, and didn't only have the audacity to throw you and Andy under the bus, but they also, you know, wanted to throw something very precious to you under there as well. And that's wrong. Absolutely.
But they've done it to Marlena, Fred, Dudley. They've done it to half of these other families in here.
You know,
and with news articles and with this and with that, they've made everybody and their brother look sus. Dudley, his family.
yes.
I mean, you name it. They've done it to everyone. And this place has as well.
And Don even had the audacity to say his sisters and say Chris M. And now he's saying this, you know, CPS. And I mean, oh my God, is there anyone that these people did not accuse? That's my question. It's going to take the focus off of who?
I wish June 15th.
This is an evil world, right? I really do. Heart's
Well,
I'm gonna tell you, if this.
All right, I can't find it. I'll find it here in a little bit while we're watching something. So someone emailed the creator. Have y'all heard of Spirit Seeker Squad? Spirit Seeker Squad. I'm going to drop her link here. I asked her, y'all please subscribe to this channel. She's brilliant. She is brilliant. She emailed me and I really like her. She's very, very observant. And I want to go over this. It's so interesting. You watch her. Some of you, yes, never heard. Make sure you subscribe. Just drop the link. I emailed her, or actually she emailed me and she said, I want you to look at this. And I emailed her back and I said, you're brilliant. Please, you know, I would love to have you on the channel. If she's here right now, she's welcome to come up. We're going to go over this video. She is very good. Some of you have heard of her, some of you haven't. If you haven't, please subscribe to her. I think she's brilliant. Now, we're going to go over the back of the truck. And the picture with Summer. Here we go.
Sure, with the Unmasked channel during a text interview around June 29th, 2021. Candace stated that she was.
I'm going to make myself smaller so you guys can see this, because you're going to need to see the pictures clearly. I recommend you going to your settings right now and the little wheel, and do it on the highest quality setting you can do for the picture.
Driving, but she wanted a picture of Summer in the back seat because Summer had her arms up like her dad, Don Wells. Since Candace was driving, she had her mother, Candace Hairer, I call her Grandma Candy, take the picture. Now, Grandma Candy allegedly took the 7-second video by accident because she meant to snap a picture instead. But they got a picture too. So I'm going to show you in this video. The video was taken while driving, and the picture was taken when they were stopped and the tailgate was open. In the last 11 months,
I really enjoy her thought to detail, which is very important. And I really enjoy just her content. This took a lot of work, and you can tell she really, has a lot of love for Summer.
there's been so many rumors and speculation over these milk images. I'm going to show every detail that I have seen and noticed, and hopefully clear some rumors up. I'm going to show differences between the video and the picture.
She has details that I have not heard anyone talk about in 2.5 years. Some of them I have, but there are some details in her opinion and how she researches it that I have not seen in 2.5 years.
So let's start with the video. It's only 7 seconds long, and it starts out with the camera aimed at Summer Wells and then pans to Candace driving, and then it ends. Thanks to the channel True Crime Rocket Science, who shared the location where they were when this video was taken just by seeing the landmarks in the video. There was a local that is associated with True Crime Rocket Science. He drove to the location and sent pictures of the exact location. And
Okay. So here is the location that they believe Candace, where she was on June 15th while that video was being taken place, right? Now, some of it you might agree with, some of it you may not agree with. I don't know, but it's brilliant, just the detail here.
the landmarks. Candace and her mother.
So as you see here, while she's, in, this is the actual, right, that obviously, and then as she's traveling down, here's the 2 poles, and you see this building, which is, I don't know if it's one or the 2. So it's clearly that is the area she was at when that video was taken.
And Summer, allegedly, during this video, they were only 9 minutes away from their home at 110 Ben Hill Road in Rogersville.
I'm going to back that up. So At this location, Candace said she was 5 minutes away approximately whenever she took this video, or the picture, the video, I guess, the picture / video. It's actually the video. All right, I'll shut up. She's actually 9 minutes away, which is, not a big deal. 9 minutes, 4 minutes difference. It's not that big of a deal.
From their home at 110 Ben Hill Road in Rogersville, Tennessee. You'll see in this video, Summer's hands are both touching her right leg. You might ask, why is this important, Mandy? Well, because in the picture, Summer's right hand is on the seat due to time and gravity, I believe.
All right, pay close attention here. We're going to watch the hands, but then there's like 25 different things she points out here, and it's fascinating.
Which caused it to move. Now, this leads me to believe that the video was done first before the picture. As for the other things that first stuck out to me during this 7-second video, let's go ahead and review them. Starting with this freeze frame, only 1 second into this 7-second video. So we're going to start with the most obvious of Summer being on this milk. In my opinion, it looks like Summer was placed in this position. It doesn't look like she climbed in here herself and put her own.
If you guys were, I was mentioning this collar, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it should, it should be behind her, you would think, in my opinion. But she's going to pop out
seatbelt
some really
on
cool
and
things.
then fell asleep. I say this for a few reasons. First, look at the position where Summer's bottom is on the seat. If we rotate the picture, it's easier to see. You'll see her bottom is on the line between the middle seat and the seat by the door. This is behind the driver's side. The doors on the driver's side open like French doors.
So Summer is kind of sitting in the crack of, let me see if you see it right, like she's sitting seat, crack, seat, crack, seat, and she's kind of sitting almost on both.
So if someone placed Summer here in the middle seat, if they held her like a baby and leaned in as far as they could reach, this line is about where her bottom would be. Let me know what you think about this in your comment. Next, let's look at the hood of Summer Wells' jacket and her seatbelt. When she was placed in this spot, her seatbelt was put on, but they moved her shoulder belt behind her.
This is
To
fascinating.
lay her on the milk gallons. Her hood was pulled out from behind her, and it's laying on her left shoulder, which supports my theory of someone leaning in from the driver's side and placing her here. In all of the pictures of Summer Wells in a vehicle, she never has her shoulder belt behind her. Never. Even in the videos of her in a vehicle, she has the shoulder belt in front of her. She's never in a booster seat of any kind that I can see, but she always has her seatbelt on her. Now,
so I thought that was rather interesting. I mean, it could be because she's sleeping, but it also could be the way, she's describing. It's interesting that there is no other photos of her, you know, with the seat belt behind her.
Let's look down in the bottom right corner of this same freeze frame from this video. If we zoom in, you can see it looks like something white is leaning on Summer's left leg. Is this the pillow that Hunter was talking about when he said that Summer was wet, so she sat on the pillow by the door? Let me know what you think in your comment. Next,
Also, another thing I would like to mention is, you know, Candace says, "Oh, well, she's in a bathing suit because it was going to be hot that day." But then, by the end of the day, she's like, by 1 o'clock or whatever, she's like, "Oh, she's always freezing." And so she's got this big fall type, long sleeve jacket with a hood on it and pants. It's like, you just said it was going to be hot that day, so you're putting her in a bathing suit. So why is she now wrapped in a jacket and long pants? Thank you, Barb. Don doing Silence of the Lambs with dirty underwear. Probably. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So, which one is it? Yeah, it's cooler of the morning, but she wasn't wearing that of the morning. She's wearing, it doesn't make sense. And you've got her in the back of a truck while you're supposedly grocery shopping. Doesn't make sense.
let's take a look at the lap belt. If we zoom in on that, you'll see this reddish brown stain that is halfway covered by the lap belt. This looks like blood to me on Summer's jacket. It doesn't look like Summer spilled her orange drink that's on the seat beside her in this spot.
Now, we've known about this. A lot of people said, it says it looks like blood. I don't know, but I can tell you that it's definitely not an orange soda. That's not an orange soda, in my opinion, at all.
Because it's not an orangish color or even orangish looking. Blood is the only liquid that this looks like to me, in my opinion, allegedly. We'll look at this again in the picture. Let's slide on over here to Summer's left hand, or really her jacket sleeve. See how low her sleeve is on her hand? Does that look like normal placement for a 5-year-old's jacket to be?
Now, I thought this was an interesting observation, because you wouldn't think of, I don't know, you would think if it's hot, she would have pushed it up, or it's just like almost around her hand, right? Thank you for reviewing. Oh, Spirit Seeker Squad, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. I emailed you. I would love for you to come up sometime. I'm gonna drop her link again. Y'all, please subscribe to Spirit Seeker Squad. I appreciate you sending me this video. I think it's brilliant in a lot of aspects here. So yeah, why pull down so far? Because she's noticed and mentioned things that no one else has noticed or talked about.
I would assume that if she had a jacket on that the sleeves were a little bit too long, that her being active and moving around would move the sleeve up on her wrist. It looks like somebody put that jacket on her when she was asleep or not conscious or...
Thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it. So, I've always said that her hands look puffy, under her nails are, they're dirty and her hands look swollen. Now, how can I put this? Like if you've ever had to dress, someone that's, if you've ever had to, dress someone like at a funeral home or someone that's incapacitated for whatever reason, asleep or whatever, this looks like there's been no movement. It just doesn't, I mean, it doesn't mean it's not. It's just interesting how it's so far over. Hey, Giselle, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships, my love. I appreciate you. I saw you last night. Someone was not very nice to you, Giselle, and I saw that, and I was I was like, Giselle's like one of the sweetest human beings. How dare you? So thank you, Giselle. I was rooting for you, girl.
or not alive, possibly. Whew. Either way, that sleeve looks low on her hand, in my opinion. What do you think about that? We'll come back and take a closer look at Summer's hands in the picture also. So let's slide over here to the empty seat to the right of Summer, which is the back seat behind the driver's seat. First, we see the orange crush bottle. Then we see the candy on the seat. Now, I want to point out the color of these things. The crush bottle is bright orange. We can also see the bright red and yellow small round items on the seat that look like it could be some type of candy. If we look a bit closer, you'll be able to see something else here. It looks like it's between the part of the seat where you put your back and the part of the seat where you would sit. It looks like...
So is this like a metal bracket, or is that a phone, or is it neither? What is y'all's thoughts on that? I don't know. I need to research and see if there's like any type of metal brackets, like back there on, but is it a phone? I don't know. I have no idea.
like it's either silver or white, at least the part we can see. Is this a cell phone shoved in the seat crack? Is it a U-shaped bracket for securing items in the seat? Tell me what you think it is in your comment below. I also want to say, leave as many comments as you need to. I know that I'm sharing a ton of information in this video, and I am looking forward to reading each comment that you leave below. Let's watch this video again, but this time in slow motion. 50% speed. Ready?
She still got her arm up.
No.
Oh, that's what I was trying to get.
Now, earlier I told you that I'd show you some differences between the video and the picture. So let's do that now. But let's discuss similarities and differences. I have the freeze frame of the very first second of the video on the left side of the screen and the picture on the right side. I have my settings set to show you the most clear, sharply defined images that I can get here. If your screen is blurry at all, touch on the gear in the top right hand side of your screen if you're on a mobile device, or click on the gear at the bottom of the picture on any other device. You'll see the option for quality. Select that, then select advanced and pick the highest number option that it says. This can be done on any video that you watch on YouTube so that you can watch the clearest picture possible. Okay, so first off, the most obvious similarity that most might overlook is the angle that the camera is during both the video and the picture. You can see that I have both images turned so that the top of the back seat is level. And this tells me that both were taken by the same person sitting in the passenger side seat. But I also know that they were definitely taken at different times. Like I said earlier, the video was obviously taken while they were driving, and True Crime Rocket Science Channel had a local.
Like the hands, yeah, the hands are completely. Her little hands are so dirty here. So dirty. And, I don't know. Like, the only thing I can think of is why is her hands dirty? If you're playing in the water, regardless, your hands are not going to be that dirty. It's just not, in my opinion. And it makes me wonder, did Summer help with the garden that day, that flower pot, and did something happen after that? But we have a timestamp for this, so I don't think so, but that's the only thing that could come to my mind.
Use the landmarks to determine the exact location that the video was taken. Candace was driving past Mural Road while they were on Lone Star Road, allegedly on their way home, maybe at 3:09 p.m. Let me show you how I know that they didn't go straight home. As we've already discussed, we can tell that.
Listen very carefully to this, because I thought this was a very interesting theory that she has here, and she'll tell you how she bases this on.
Summer's hand has moved. In the video, her hand is somewhat up on her right leg, but in the picture, we can tell that gravity and probably bumps from driving
Thank
has
you,
made
Hey
her
Jude.
hand fall to the seat. So let's look at the seat first. To the right of Summer in the video, we see that the seat is dark with no sunlight on it. But in the picture, we can see sunlight.
You see what she's talking about? See the sunlight here? See the sunlight in the picture? In the picture? Well, if they happened virtually at the same time, there's no sunlight here, right? So that's interesting.
Shining on the back seat. This means that the sun is not directly above them. This can help us determine a time frame and what direction the truck is facing. It's well known that the sun always rises in the east and always sets in the west. According to this graph, the sun would be between 3 and 5 p.m. for it to shine in this side window and hit the seat, no matter if the door was open or not. It also means that the truck is facing north to northwest since the sun sets in the west. According to the location in this video, they would have been traveling southwest, putting the sun in front of them and more on the passenger side. not the driver's side. Now let me show you how I know.
Yes, very interesting. Oh, Canvas and Crime. Thank you, my love, for gifting 5 memberships. If you was one of the recipients, please give our sweet Canvas and Crime a thank you. It's very kind of you.
That they are not stopped at the Wells house at 110 Ben Hill Road. If we zoom in on the back window of the video, we can see part of the red taupe, which we can also see in the picture, but in the picture, we see more of the back window area. Now, I've noticed on my...
Now, you see right here, you can see in the picture, you can see way more clearly, obviously, than the video. Outside, you see the video, you don't see near as much. This is an incredible observation, in my opinion.
Android phone. When I turn my camera on, the picture frame is a larger area than my video frame on the factory settings. So this part makes sense to me. If you have an Android, try it out. Open your camera app, aim your phone at an item, slide it over to the video option, and you should see the area get smaller. Anyway, you can see just part of the red tote in the video. It looks like the sun is on the passenger side also. Now remember, this is Grandma Candy's truck that they're in, and she had a camper shell on the bed of it on June 15th, 2021. There is a gap between the back window on the truck and the window on the front of the shell. You can see these examples that I found here. It looks like the sun is shining in the gap between the back of the actual truck and the front part of the shell here, between the two windows. There's also a window at the back of the shell. If we look at the picture, we can see the two windows and the red tote. If we look past the red tote on the left side of the screen, we can see a blue trash tote.
This is so interesting, y'all. Now, on Ben Hill Road, from everything that I've seen, they have yellow trash cans. Yellow, not blue. So this is a very interesting thing.
If we look to the right of the red tote, we can see that the tailgate is down and the window is up. I can tell due to the bushes that you can see here. If you look closely, you can even see the cord or wire that holds the tailgate in place when it's open. So how do I know that this picture was not taken on Ben Hill Road? Check out these aerial pictures of the Wells property around their house. Now, all of these have been taken since June 15th, 2021. Remember that blue trash tote that we saw out of the back of the truck in the picture? Well, there is not any blue trash totes on the Wells property. So where were they when this...
I don't think there's a trash can on the Wells property, let alone a blue trash by the basement tree line. What's that mean? What's that mean? So Kingsport recycling can is what that is. Okay, I'm gonna Google this.
This picture was taken between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. and when the truck was facing north or northwest. Leave another comment and let me know where you think they could be. Is this a possible place where Candace handed Summer over to someone? Tell me your thoughts. Okay, let's go back to compare.
Holy crap. Hold on. I want to show y'all something. Gotta show ya. I just Googled Kingsport recycling bin. Look at that. Look at that. This was in Kingsport. It had to be. Had to be. So where were you at, Candace? Grandis? Where were y'all at? Where were y'all at? Something's not right here, guys. I'm telling you. And let me tell you something. This is absolutely brilliant work on her part. Absolutely brilliant work.
During the video and the picture. When we look behind the seat in both images, we can see a piece of wood sticking up. We can see the end of this wood better in the picture since it's a wider frame. This has been mistaken for an arm, but it is definitely not an arm. We can see in the seat next to Summer, to the left of Summer, there is a box sitting on top of a black plastic tote with a gray lid. It looks like the box and tote are leaning against the back of the seat, meaning there's
Thank
not
you,
a
Mary
person
Jane.
in this spot holding the tote with the box on top. So I do believe that this is just a piece of wood behind the seat. Now, before we focus on the rest of the details in the picture, let's review quickly the differences that we found between the video and the picture. Summer's hand in different places stuck out the most for me. And then the sun shining on the seat was the next thing that I noticed.
I want to see a comment here. Blue Jeans and Pearl said, didn't Jody have a bright yellow garbage can in the pic someone took in a video? Yes. Chris, in one of his videos on Ben Hill Road, they have bright yellow trash bins. Jonesboro trash cans are also blue, which I can confirm because I have one. Jonesboro is where Don had been working that day. Oh, really? Thank you for that. I'm going to look this up. Thank you. Where were you, Candace? Where were you? This is not, something is wrong.
Which helped us determine the direction
Great
of the
work,
truck
Spirit Seeker Squad. Great
and
work.
the time of day when this picture was taken. Last and most important, in my opinion, is what all we could see behind the truck and how we could tell that the truck was moving in the video but stopped in the picture. The blue trash tote, the open tailgate, the open window, the red tote. All of these items help us determine that the truck is stopped in the picture. Where were they? Why were they stopped? What were they doing? Let's go ahead and move on to the picture now. And this is where we will focus mostly on Summer. Sweet, sweet Summer. Innocent Summer. Let's focus on the milk gallons first. Now, I've done everything in my power to clear this picture up as best as I can to try to see any expiration dates on either gallon of milk. Unfortunately, I'm not able to see any dates. On the bottom gallon, it's laying on its side, and I believe that the date is on the bottom side against the seat. I did notice this spot right here is the air bubble inside the gallon, which tells me that this milk gallon is the cloudy, clear plastic jug, not the white plastic gallon jug. We can see that it is Prairie Farms brand whole milk from the label on the top gallon. I believe the expiration date on this gallon is right here, covered by the edge of the box. After reviewing these images numerous times, it doesn't appear that we're able to see if there is any condensation on either gallon. Now, this doesn't surprise me much due to the fact that it was a high of 78 degrees in Rogersville, Tennessee on June 15th, 2021, and 3 p.m. is part of the time frame that is the hottest part of the day. I'd bet any condensation on these gallon jugs would have happened as soon as they walked out of the store where the milk was purchased. If we go with the timeline that Hunter and Candace gave us, the milk was bought at Priceless grocery store before 2:30 p.m. The milk was stored at the store in the fridge where the temperature is kept at 41 degrees. There is no ice in the gallons, nor was it frozen, so the condensation would not be continuous. Condensation happens when the cold item is placed in a warmer area. The milk temperature would rise from 41 degrees as soon as they took it out of the fridge, and then even more when they exited the store outside where it was a hot 78-degree June day in Tennessee, the hottest time frame of the day. I've heard and seen a lot of people concerned about the condensation not being seen on the milk gallons, so I wanted to be very clear and as knowledgeable as possible about the information that I'm sharing in this very detailed video. The milk had been outside of the fridge for at least 30 minutes, no matter what timeline we go with. So the condensation would be very minimal or gone by the time this video and or picture was taken.
Don does
If
like
you
warm
still
milk.
have any questions or concerns about it, leave me a comment and I'll do my best to give you the most factual answer that I can. Moving on now to Summer herself. This could be triggering for some because I'm going to look at every
So trigger warning for some. A spirit seeker absolutely deserves some props on this, and I appreciate her letting me use this video. I appreciate her sending me this, and it had like only 1900 views on it, and we need to give her some subscriptions. If you are not subscribed in your, you know, on the Summer Wells case, I truly recommend you subscribing. Yeah, she's in chat. Yeah, we appreciate her being here. Appreciate her letting me use this video as well.
detail that I've seen myself and some things that you all have pointed out also. So let's start right here by this top milk gallon with Summer Wells right ear.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. Thank you so much. I love you too, my dear. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Appreciate you. Yes, the ear. It's it's, it's dark here. It is dark here. I don't know if it's a shadow. I don't know
Her
if it's
right
something
ear
else.
looks to be very purple, purplish blue, like a bruise.
I will say that in my opinion, 100 in my opinion, this picture, this video is for an alibi, in my opinion. You don't just take this picture and literally 20 minutes later, less than 20 minutes later, everything gets wiped off 3 phones, and Don's supposedly not around. No, there is too much BS around here. This is reason number 7,342 to the 5th power why they're not cooperating with the police. This is why, in my opinion, that they have not been cleared. All of this and 1,000 things more.
A new, fresh bruise. Now, most of us have had a bruise at least once in our life. What is a bruise, medically speaking? Healthgrades.com says a bruise involves small blood vessels of skin, muscle, or bone. A hematoma is a buildup of blood that can occur near the skin. A hematoma is worse than a bruise. Auricular hematoma is bruising or swelling seen over the earlobes. MedicineNet.com says physical trauma is the most common cause of auricular hematoma. Going back to elementary health class, we learned that skin is one of the largest organs in the human body, Due to skin being on every inch of our bodies, it's the most commonly damaged organ in accidents, as well as intentional physical incidents, such as the words that you see here on the screen that YouTube doesn't like for me to say. So I will say CA and PA. Stages of a bruise are normally the same for everyone. So these two examples show these stages. The color of Summer's earlobe is the color of an early stage hematoma or bruise. So what on earth happened to little Summer on or right before June 15th, 2021 to cause her ear to be this dark purple color? Let's focus on Summer's forehead now. Both of her temple areas are darker in color. Now, some of this could be due to shadowing, but there are a couple specific spots that I want to focus on. Now, I'm not saying that any of these spots are bruises or hematomas, but these spots do look a bit darker to me. The first spot is right here, almost in the center of Summer's forehead, right below her short hairline. The next spot is on her left temple area, between the outer corner of her left eye and her hairline. This specific spot is definitely darker. The last spot is closer to her hairline in the same area on the left side of Summer's head. If these are bruises, this would be a lot of head trauma, especially for a small 40-pound, 5-year-old baby girl. But unfortunately, we aren't even done yet. There's more details that I noticed and you all noticed about this picture that looks like trauma of some form happened before this video and picture was taken. We've been told by Summer's mother, Candace Bly, that she changed Summer from her, quote, wet swimwear, end quote, to the only outfit that she had with her, a brand new outfit. Brand new.
Why are you putting a brand new outfit? Did you just keep brand new outfits in your car? And specifically, this was supposed to be the outfit that Summer was supposed to go into her first day of school. Why are you keeping that in a vehicle like that? And why are you putting a jacket? Why did you cover her up with a jacket in the middle of June in the back of a truck with no engine on, no air conditioning? Why? Are you trying to cover up something? Are you trying to hide something? Why? I mean, I have never seen anyone in the back of a car in June with the engine not running with a jacket on. Why? And you took a photo of her and a video.
Never been worn, that they got the week before. Candace said, quote, "It was a suit, of course, pants and a sweater," end quote. But it wasn't a sweater. It was this zip-up hoodie jacket with matching pants. We still, a whole year later, have no idea when Candace took Summer's swimwear off, since Candace has told two different stories about this. Now, I already made a video showing both of these stories that Candace told Chris McDonough during the two interviews that he did with Candace on the same day. And then Hunter also gave his version, which matched up with one of Candace's stories that she told Chris. So sometime on June 15th, 2021, Summer was changed from these wet clothes that she's wearing in this TikTok video taken on June 15th, 2021 at 12:21 p.m. and at 3:09 when the video or picture was allegedly taken. I wonder what Summer had on her feet.
Look at this. Look at these shoes on her feet. I never noticed these shoes. Never did notice these shoes. And it looks like a bruise here as well. By the way, I noticed that as well. These shoes. Where are these shoes? Candace, do you still have them? Do you still have these shoes? To me, they look like a water shoe. The photo of Dawn holding her was the same day of the Red Barrel video, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't believe there was an abduction at all. You told me she had shoes on. Sorry. There's so much information. They look like water shoes to me, in my opinion. They may not be, but she's got shoes on. She definitely has shoes on. Isn't that crazy? You know, like the kind you buy at Walmart, like the water shoes. They got like rubber soles.
Since it looks like she has shoes on in this screenshot that I got from the TikTok video. I guess that will just be another piece of this million-piece puzzle that we call the Summer Wells case. Moving on now to Summer's sweet baby face. If I turn the picture like this, we can really see how much her face droops. Her right cheek is dramatically different than her left cheek. After reviewing many pictures on Google, this drooping appears to be a normal thing when a child is sleeping. I'm sharing a few of those pictures with you here right now. It looks like Summer's left eye is
Notice her lips as well. Her lips look very dry to me as well. Very, very dry.
open just slightly. Now, Candace said that she wanted to take a picture of Summer because she had her arms up just like her dad, and Candace wanted to take the picture because that's just what she does.
Oh, she fell asleep. I was like, oh, how's she sleeping? And when I look back, because I'm driving, and I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time.
Okay.
So I wanted to catch that moment.
Okay.
You know, it's just things I do.
Right.
I believe wholeheartedly, based upon her body language and the way she talks, the way she's looking at Chris, that is a lie, in my opinion. Total lie, in my opinion.
How's she sleeping? And when I look back, because I'm driving, and I look back like this, she had her arms up like this, like her daddy sleeps all the time.
Okay.
So I wanted to catch that moment.
Okay.
You know, it's just things I do.
Right.
And I was like, here, Mom, hurry up, take that picture. And then she accidentally hit the video record.
Okay.
Instead of the picture part.
Okay.
I don't think Summer would be sleeping like this in a car That just doesn't make sense to me. And people sleep the way they sleep. You're not conscious whenever you're asleep. So you sleep the way you sleep generally. So if she's slept like that before, why would she take a picture just now? Like she's had to seen it 1,000 times like that, the way Summer slept, in my opinion.
So like, did you catch it? She like, no, I accidentally hit the video part.
That's what you get for handing Grandma the camera.
Yeah, well, I was driving though.
Okay.
And I was like, did you put her arm back down? She's like, yeah. I was like, dang. And then she got a picture of her, but by that time her arm was down, but her arm was up most of the time like this.
Right.
And we were like 2 minutes from the house when she took her arm down.
Okay.
I have 2 issues with that excuse for the milk video and picture. First, if that was the only reason, why is there the video while they were driving, which was when Grandma Candy allegedly meant to take a picture and accidentally took this 7-second video, but then they also took a picture later after they stopped the truck, which we just heard Candace say that they were allegedly 2 minutes away from their house when Summer took her arms down, allegedly. If catching Summer's arms up was the reason for any picture or video, why were there 2 images taken?
Exactly, Terry. I've never seen a person sleeping with their arms up in a car. It goes against gravity and common sense. You don't sleep that way in a car. You don't sleep that way. You physically have to hold your arms up like this. Now, if you're laying down, you don't have to hold your arms up like that. But if you're like sleeping and you're sitting up, your arms are going to naturally fall down.
At 2 different separate times. My second issue is the placement of Summer's arms in both images. We can clearly see Summer's right arm is pinched between the milk and her body, her torso. So how were her arms up, like Candace said?
That's a good point, Emmylou. If her arms was ever up, her sleeves would be at her elbow. I don't know if it would be at her elbow, but it wouldn't be, in my opinion, it wouldn't be all the way down here where we saw it just a minute ago. Right? It was like down here. Her sleeves would have been back a little bit, you would think.
That doesn't make sense. Judge Judy always says, if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And I absolutely agree. Let's keep moving forward. We're almost done here. So back to this picture. Now I've seen some say that they have seen specks of blood on Summer's jacket, and I don't see any of these specks here, but I'll zoom in and let you look. If I missed any blood specks on Summer's jacket, please tell me the timestamp and the location that I missed. Or you can email me a screenshot and circle the specks that you see that I missed. The only spot that I can see that looks like blood, in my opinion, is right here on Summer's tummy, just below her lap belt. We took a quick look at this during the beginning of this video, and I told you we'd come back to it, and here we are. I said during that time that this doesn't look like Summer spilled her orange Fanta soda on herself. In my opinion, this spot is too dark for that. When crime scene investigators look at a bloody crime scene, they refer to blood as a reddish-brown stain or spot. And that's exactly what I would call this spot. We can only see the lower part of this blood spot. The lap belt is covering the rest of it. What could cause this rather large spot? Has her jacket absorbed all of this blood from a laceration on Summer's tummy? Is it possible that Summer was bleeding from her pelvic area, and her pants are saturated with blood. And with the lap belt pressing her jacket against her pants, the blood has been absorbed by the jacket from her pants. Now, I know from my knowledge in the medical field and first aid, anytime someone is bleeding, you use some kind of cloth to press against the wounded area. And if the blood starts to soak through that item, you don't remove it. You keep layering it with more cloth. Looking at the location of this partial spot that we can see, I'd say the top of Summer's pants is under this lap belt, pressed against her jacket because of the lap belt. If we take a closer look at the lap belt, it looks like this blood has absorbed into it also. I've drawn a line along the edge of the darker area that I see on the lap belt to show you what I see here. Now, if we move to the left just a bit, just under this lap belt right here, is this a dark shadow or is it more blood? Let me know what you think. There's many ways that this blood could have gotten on Summer's tummy. I do believe that it is her own blood. I believe I have an idea of where this blood is coming from. But I want you to tell me your theory. And I'll share my theory one day soon.
Look at this baby's fingernails. Seriously, look at him. That is not fingernail polish. That is not fingernail polish. Even like her nails, like you can tell like it's kind of like chipped here. I don't know. Just freaking sad.
We only have a couple things left that I'm going to focus on, so let's move down.
Look at those nails. Look. You know, her hands are dirty too. You know, like her knuckles. They're not telling us something, in my opinion.
Down to Summer's hands in way more detail now than just placement, which we discussed already.
Why you got a big coat on this baby? Why? It's the middle of June. It doesn't make sense when you just had a bathing suit on her.
Earlier, I showed how Summer's right hand possibly slid down the side of her right leg onto the seat, but I didn't show how her left hand looks. So let me pop the video image back up and notice on her left hand, her thumb and index finger are moved from the video to the picture. I don't believe that this was due to gravity. I believe Summer's hands and even her legs look swollen. If we zoom in on Summer's hands in both,
I absolutely think her hands look swollen. I absolutely think her hands look swollen. Yeah, 80 degrees. Something happened, in my opinion. Yeah, that ain't good old country living. Yeah, I think it, yeah, possibly had something.
the picture and the video image, you can see how both hands have moved. If I put the video on top of the picture and line it up the best I can, we can see the right hand is moved.
You see right here that the hand was right here before. This is where her hand was before, right? She lined up. This hand didn't move as much, but this hand, certainly it moved from here to here.
The most. Her index finger and thumb are moved on her left hand, but just slightly. As we look at the video image over the picture like this, I noticed that the blood spot looks bigger in the picture, in my opinion. That would also support my theory that the video was done first. It shows me that the blood is Summer's.
All right, look, she's gone back and forth. Keep an eye on this red spot. Keep an eye on this.
Notice that the blood spot looks bigger in the picture, in my opinion.
Watch.
That would also support my theory that the video was done first.
Look.
It shows me that the blood
See how it goes?
is Summer's, in my opinion, and that it's coming from her body, in my opinion. What do you think? This is my first time doing this layover technique of the video image on top of the picture. It's kind of interesting, right? Okay, let's remove the video now and zoom in on Summer's hands, mainly her right hand. A lot of us have noticed the dark color on Summer's nails. There's been many speculations about what this is, like dirt or nail polish. So I went to Google again and looked through many, many pictures. I was looking for hands to see if I could find any fingernails that looked like this and why. I found a few pictures of people who had posted their nails with a blue tint, but it seemed that it was due to lack of oxygen and circulation. And then I came across these pictures. Now, this is a trigger warning. These are pictures of JonBenet Ramsey at her home after her father, John Ramsey, carried her up to the living room. There were a few pictures of her hands due to the marking on the palm of her hand, but I immediately noticed her nails. Look at JonBenet's nails.
The nails. I wish I could zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom in. No. It won't let me zoom in. All right.
Nails. In every picture that I could find of her, she either has no polish on her nails or she has a red color. She never has her fingernails painted black, blue, or purple. JonBenet was just 6 years old at the time of her murder in 1996. If I put these pictures of JonBenet's hands beside Summer Wells' hands, what do you think? I know that there has been so much debate on if Summer is alive, deceased, or in between.
I personally feel like Summer is alive in this photo. Now, could she be in trouble? Absolutely, she could be in trouble. And to be honest with you, I think that this may have been taken for two different reasons, potentially. One, because of an alibi, and two, because if something happened, she wanted to send this to Dawn. But, you know, I've worked in funeral homes, volunteered for hospice. I have seen people heading out of the world, and I have seen people out of the world. And she, in my opinion, of seeing a lot, is not passed in this photo.
Now that you've seen this comparison with John Bonet and Summer side by side, what do you think? Okay, I have just 2 more things that I want to point out before we end this video. I know that this is so much to take in. I haven't ever seen anyone else go over every detail that I've discussed in this video. And I've been trying to keep this video as short as I can because I do value your time. So let's move on here. I saw a video on another channel who reviewed the back window and pointed out shapes of mainly people that they saw. I reviewed that video myself and I pointed out everything that I saw. I saw multiple faces, and I'll leave the link to that video in my description box. I'm showing a couple of the shapes that I saw here. The last thing that I want to talk about is also on the window. People have said that it was raining in the video and that there's raindrops on the window, but I disagree. Here's the video. Look at all the windows. No rain, no wipers on.
It's not raining.
Now look at the back window. It does have some residue on it, but remember, I showed earlier that there's 2 windows here. The one on the back of the cab of the truck and the one on the front of the camper shell. So I'm sure it's not the easiest windows to clean, and that's what we're seeing is the residue. And that's it. Yay, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this video. Going back to an old tradition of mine, since you've made it to this point, please leave a comment and use the hashtag #SSSquad, just as you see on the screen right here. That lets me know that you made it all the way to this point. And that's all I have for this video. I'm sure that I missed something or left something out that I wanted to show.
I just think that is a brilliant video. There's things that I think is fascinating on her research, and I really, really appreciate that Spirit Seeker Squad. Thank you for emailing me. Thank you for letting me use that video. I appreciate you tremendously. Did Summer get injured at the pond? Accidentally ran over the outfit. Is covering the injuries. Don't know. Don't know. You know, that's the thing. What always bothered me is when Candace said in Chris in the video, when they got home, Summer got up. Like, yeah, she got up like, yeah, she jumped up. I think that's what she said. What did she mean? Like nothing. Nothing just happened. I think she said she jumped up. Didn't she? We had an offender call 911 when his 2-year-old fell out of the window. Child is fine. He had a homicide warrant. Parents call 911 in accidents. This is not an accident. Candace is like, not bright. Yeah, I mean, I think it could be an accident, but I think it would have to be something as far as showing them being neglectful, and or possibly, the CPS was there as well. She jumped right up. Yeah. I didn't send my video to TVI, but I'll send it again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. In my humble opinion, the boys are extremely traumatized by this case, whether something or not. Hearing H lately, you can tell the boy is still going through the mind and heart. Yeah. Yeah. Jumped right up. Why did she say that? I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine. So let's say Summer was asleep for, 10 or 15 minutes. Are you going to just jump right up after 10 or 15 minutes? No. You're going to be groggy. She said I unbuckled her and she jumped right up like nothing. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm way behind here, but the supposed blue garbage cans looks like to me like a navy blue fitted grill cover, bike cover, but really like a fitted grill cover. Did they have a brawl type grill, barrel type grill? Here we go. Maybe this is it. Let me find that. Give me a second. That grill. Okay, here we go. Where is that at?
Examples that I found here. It looks like the sun is shining in the gap between the back of the actual truck and the front part of the shell here between the two windows. There's also a window at the back of the shell. If we look at the picture, we can see the two windows and the red tote. If we look past the red tote on the left side of the screen, we can see a blue trash tote.
And you're saying it looks like a grill? See, I'm looking at like the edges right here. To me, it looks just like the edge of a trash can. Right? In my opinion. Remember that Steve guy said on the interview room, said she had a thing when she described opening the door. Grill covered. I don't see it. I guess that's what they mean, like a barbecue grill. And I mean, would there be a blue grill cover to begin with? The reflections on the windows are creepy.
If we look to the right of the red tote,
now where is it? On Ben Hill Road, they have yellow trash cans. Front grill on a truck. Oh, like a grill on a truck?
tote, we can see that the tailgate is
There needs to be sides. What do you mean, Mohawk? No, a barbecue grill cover. Well, I checked. What was it? Jonesboro, not Jonesboro. Jonesboro has them too, but Kingsport recycling bins. And this is what it comes up. Right here. It's a trash can. I bet on it. You make me laugh. Good to see you, dear. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to end it here. I've been live an hour and 15 minutes. I want to thank Spirit Seeker Squad. Very, very interesting. We're going to be talking a lot tomorrow about more about the case, but I'm going to try to come back live here in a little bit. Guys, there is a little girl. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Serenity McKinney. Put a 1 in the chat. We're very close with her family. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Serenity McKinney. All of their nails are black. Okay. Lots of ones. Lots of ones. So, Serenity, beautiful little girl. Remember her mom and her boyfriend, they didn't say where Serenity was. They were kind of on the run, hiding out. Well, there is another little girl that has been missing since September. And the mother is nowhere to be found. They did spot her like a week ago, from what I understand. And things are getting a little crazy. So we're going to talk about this little girl here in a little bit. I'm going to go live. We're going to talk about it. I'm praying, and it's in Kentucky, little girl in Kentucky, and I'm praying to God this little girl is okay. It doesn't sound good, to be honest with you. It doesn't sound good. So, yes, thank you all for subscribing to Spirit Seeker. I appreciate it. I know she does as well. Thank you all for being here tonight. You guys are amazing. Oh, thank you. Hopefully, you're very kind. I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. Justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Justice for Monkey Michael Vaughn. And justice for all of these babies who deserve justice. It could have been any of us. Any of us. Don't forget it. Love you all. Good night and God bless. I may be back here in a little bit, okay? All right, bye-bye.